I am starting a new course or part of a course. Sustainability is a course that I'm already posting on, and I'm going to add this section to it. As in adaptation and other courses, I will use many, several books, many papers and reports, and this one I am coming to in a slightly different way. I am actually on campus of the Indian Institute of Technology, living here, teaching here, doing research. And I came here a few years ago, and I started pushing this idea of trying to instrument the campus, measuring fluxes, carbon footprints, water, food, transportation, energy, and so on, maybe health as well. And it is taking place now. As a student advised by a couple of faculty managed to do a baseline carbon footprint, greenhouse gas footprint of the campus, and proposals are being written for making the campus into a sustainable campus with sustainability measurements, metrics, indicators, and so on. So I created a series of podcasts from a UN Sustainable Development Solution Network report on net zero for campuses, and I want to follow that up with this book called Sustainability on University Campuses: Learning, Skills Building, and Best Practices. The philosophy, of course, is not new, but the idea of living labs where universities create field sites within neighborhoods, let's say, or within people's living areas. Wow, I don't know what word I'm trying to use. In villages, in communities, in farm communities, or urban centers, and so on, where students can go and learn, do experiments, do research, and find solutions and codify them and spread them out to the community. So campuses always have to be not just centers for education, but also maybe demonstration, innovation, and then how to amplify the solutions to the broader community, especially for climate change solutions and sustainability, net zero, and so on. So this is a long book, has two sections. One is called Institutional Practices and Frameworks. The second part here is called let me get the pointer up. Second part is called Initiatives, Projects, and Case Studies. What I'll do is I'll read the title of each chapter, since I'm going to be very brief with most of the chapters. This is about sustainability as in adaptation. Unless you have indicators and metrics and you are monitoring and evaluating the planned sustainability, making sure you are actually making progress towards sustainability, or reach sustainability and maintain it, sustain it, then sustainable sustainability, right? Then it will be just about theories of sustainability, principles of sustainability, or examples of attempts at sustainability. They are useful, but I'm going to be brief when there is not much data associated with them. So, engaging students and campus community in sustainability activities in a major Canadian university. So, look at UBC. Again, doesn't have much data, so I'll be brief. Review on integrated information system and sustainability implementation framework in higher education. This is partly social science, partly monitoring, evaluation, quantifying, so lots of words to be read, of course. How the structure of a green campus promotes the development of sustainability competences, experience of the University of Bologna. That's a more detailed example in terms of initiatives and measures, metrics. Generating a new idea of public mission for universities, a sustainable communication paradigm for community building. Involving students in implementing a campus culture of sustainability. You want to train students to be sustainable as a practice, and then take that out with them into the broader community and continue to practice as well as influence others and amplify the solutions outside. University of Sao Paulo Environmental Policy Master Plan and Pilot Projects for Pirassununga and Ribeiro Preto campuses. Mind the Gap, developing a campus as a living lab for students' experiential learning and sustainability. So the idea of a living lab has been around, and this is a good example from the UC system, Santa Cruz, and there is a lot to learn there, and we'll look at that. A pragmatic framework for setting up transdisciplinary sustainability research on campus that can make a difference. So you need to quantify those. The Brazilian educational system, an analysis of a hypothetical full shift to distance teaching. This offers some numbers on energy use and defines a quantity called emergy to say how distance learning and face-to-face learning, on-site learning differ, and how it can save energy when you do distance teaching. There are lots of debates about whether the learning process and the teaching process are as effective when you are sitting with the teacher in a classroom. Using the Learning in Future Environments Index to assess James Cook University's progress in supporting and embedding sustainability. How green can you go? Initiatives of dark green universities in the Philippines. So good news is we are covering the global south and the global north, so we'll get good lessons. Green campus and environmental preservation on a Brazilian university. Sustainable universities, a comparison of the ecological footprint, happiness and academic performance among students of different courses. So well-being is a big part of sustainability, and sustainability has to be equitable and inclusive. So well-being is part of that. Sustainability in higher education, the impact of transformational leadership on followers' innovative outcomes. We use the idea of transformational adaptation in the adaptation course, and there are definitions associated with them. Measuring them and showing that in fact they are transformational instead of incremental is critical. Part 2, initiatives, projects and case studies. Such topics as adaptation and sustainability have to be case studies because they are not global implementations. They will always be local and case specific, location specific, climate change impact specific, and so on. So sustainability is sustainability, right? It is about sustainability in sectors, food, water, energy, health, transportation, buildings and so on, but also they have to add up to global sustainability, right? The Eco Maps project, how the academy can get involved in local waste management projects, national sustainability transitions and the role of university campuses. Ireland as a case study. Closing graduate sustainability skills gaps in by using the university as a live sustainability case study. It's always also going to be about skill sets so that sustainability can be seen as an employment opportunity as well as a personal practice. Job opportunities always increase the interest in students taking courses and seeking degrees as well, right? Socio-productive inclusion of waste pickers on segregated solid waste collection in Brazilian universities as an instrument for sustainability promotion. So it doesn't have to be an informal job sector with no job security or no mainstreaming. The waste collection can become mainstream part of the sustainability. Adapting the economy for the common good for research institutions. Case studies from IGC Bremen and IASS Potsdam. Healthcare waste management in a Brazilian higher education and health research institution. We will talk about this even in net zero in terms of waste management on campuses and facilities, materials and so on. Salomon Sostenibile sorry, an award to communicate the university's leading role in sustainable development. So we'll see where that is from, but sounds Italian from the name here. Luca Tocci, Marco Sabderella, Gianluca Simonetta. I like the Italian accent even though I'm not good at it. I tried to say my name in Italian, Ragù Mortagudi. There you go. So engaging students in cross-disciplinary research and education, a processual approach to education and development. Educational development. Campus interface, creating collaborative spaces to foster education for sustainable development in a multidisciplinary campus in a Mexican higher education institution. Moving towards zero waste cities, a nexus for international zero waste academic collaboration. So this is about building communities across the globe and amplifying the learning and teaching and practicing. Towards regional circular economies, greening the university canteen by sustainability innovation labs. Universities are big places in terms of populations, on-site and transient, coming and going and consuming a lot of food waste, composting, etc. we discuss in net zero as well. So that's an important component. Students' opinions about green campus initiatives, a South American university case study. Open source and sustainability, the role of university. Promoting sustainability and CSR, corporate social responsibility initiatives to engage businesses and economic students at university. A study on students' perceptions about extracurricular national events hosted at the local university. University campuses as town-like institutions promoting sustainable development in cities using the water-sensitive urban design approach. Campuses can be hundreds of acres big in the middle of towns, cities and rural areas, and of course they themselves are townships considering the amount of population that actually resides there and has repeated interactions on a daily basis. So obviously they can use town-like institutions and learn from them and teach them. The fisherman and the farmer, how to enliven the concept of sustainability by means of a theater piece. Whale Hub, museum collections and contemporary art to promote sustainability among higher education students. UNIFAT, solid waste management plan, education and environmental perception. Taking students to the landfill, the role of universities in disseminating knowledge about waste management. Green design, identity, or both. Factors affecting environmentally responsible behaviors in students' residences so that they learn how to live and how to keep the living quarters. Upkeep and waste reduction, waste management, recycling, reusing, etc. With practice, so that they go out with good practices learned and inculcated. Sustainability in university campuses, the way forward. So we'll summarize the learnings from all these chapters into a map for the future and what gaps remain, and what research and finance and governance issues have to be addressed for the future and for practical applications and sustain the practices in campus sustainability. Okay, so let me leave this introductory podcast here. It's long enough, so we'll come back and start with chapter 1. As I said, depending on the chapter, I will make it very short or very long, so we'll see how it adds up, but I will always try to convey the most salient points. And you of course should go back to the book and its enormous resources in terms of references and the details that I'm skipping here. Okay, see you in the next podcast.